Hey nerds, it's Lee. I have an update for our Illaoi versus Nasus matchup guide. For the new runes, I would recommend taking Phase Rush for the slow resistance, is going to counter his slow. Ultimate Hat, Celerity, for a little extra movement speed and kiting and damage. Scorch for some early game damage. Legend Tenacity and Last Stand in the Precision Tree for secondaries. Last Stand can really dish out a bunch of damage. Or you can go something with Domination for a little bit of Armor Pen and the Ravenous Hunter for more lifesteal. So when you get into those mid and late game fights, you can heal up just as much as he can heal. With that, we're going to go back to the matchup guide video. The Nasus will need to build tank early, get super duper tanky, and be able to sustain. And if he ever tries to fight you, you're just going to beat his face in. So usually early, level 1, I like to let him think he's safe and bait him into a false sense of security. And you're just going to stay back and you're going to farm. You're just going to wait for your level 3 to kick in. I did a Q there because I could get it without damaging the minions too much. And then I got a free auto attack in on him when he went to kill my tentacle. I don't like to have this much shove, partly because of ganks. I don't really have much choice here. The wave is pretty much shoving in now. You probably don't want to go for an early E. You can get a little bit more damage done if you take W level 2. I believe I took E here level 2 just out of habit, yeah. One thing you can do is, especially early against Nasus, is you can not kill the, yeah, and I just get ganked here and die because I wasn't paying attention. I was talking to my duo buddy. Excuse me. You can choose not to kill the tentacle. He walks away, and that ends up spawning the tentacles, but if the guy is not taking enough damage from you, you can just leave the spirit up, and he's not going to be able to lifesteal off your tentacles anymore. So I landed a couple of E's. He can't walk up and contest you. If he walks up to contest the buff, just hit him with Q, hit him with E. And every time he takes that E, he's going to take more damage. And sure, he gets to stack up on your tentacles. Who cares? It doesn't matter. If he wasn't stacking on your tentacles, he'd be stacking on the minions. Land your E every time it's up. Now, in the ideal situation, when you land your tentacle grab like this, Nasus should instantly take a sip of his corrupting potion and then throw his spirit fire down on you. The corrupting potion in the spirit fire has the dot, the damage over time, and it's going to hit you in the spirit, and it will drastically reduce the duration of the spirit. So I'm just waiting until I can hit 6. I'm still pressuring him. I'm still landing E. I know Graves should be topside soon, so I'm going to ward there. I end up greeting for these last couple of minions, and this is pretty unfortunate because I don't have enough mana, so I should have just backed off as soon as the teleport came through. So fast forward through the rest of this. So Nasus is pretty cocky. He went for a Sheen first. This is a pretty aggressive thing, but hey, he's got a kill. I'm gonna freeze wave because I want him to come to me, and I want time to get my tentacles up. I'm going for a first item Black Cleaver because the only way he wins this is by buying tank. And the only way I win this is by killing him repeatedly, so I'm just going to buy damage this game. the tentacle out there, I'm just going to build up a massive wave, and the bigger I build up the wave, the less likely he is to be able to absorb all of the farm. So long as I don't miss farm. So he's doing pretty good so far. He is sitting on 117 stacks. Land your E. And I'm not even going to finish killing this one. I'm just going to time out. And you can see he walks up immediately, withers, and hits the Q. He's still kind of in farm mode. At this point, you need to start thinking about your mana. So he walks up to fight me, even though I have a spirit. He ults, which saves his life. And I'm kind of really disappointed I didn't, like, try to go harder. This is the period in time in which I find myself dying to Nasus the most. It's when I'm trying to turret dive him. He just withers me. Excuse me. Withers me, kites me, and I get killed to turret. So it's kind of unfortunate that he lives with a sliver of health there. So I'm still building the cleaver, trying to rush that. I ended up teleporting mid, just to wave clear, and then I walk top again. He walks up, land test a spirit. I don't have ulti, so I'm going to kite him out. This baits Elise in. And then I'm a little worried about his next Q coming up, so I flash. I ended up not having to, so that's disappointing. So I didn't have enough money for Cleaver. I'm 0 and 2. I didn't get the kill, I got the assist. But it doesn't matter. Because this is what you do every time he tries to fight you. Every time he tries to walk up on you, you land a melee range test of spirit, and then you ulti kill him. Over and over and over. We end up just pushing. I'm just going to show a couple other things. These aren't necessarily Nasus-related plays. Graves ends up base checking. Immediate ult. And dump. Excuse me. So I'm level 12, he's level 11. He's sitting on Stinger, Tabi, Sheen, and Kindle Gem for the cooldown reduction. He's actually sitting at a decent amount of stacks. He's sitting at 312 and 17 minutes into the game, so that's pretty good. But every time he walks up, you land a test of spirit, and he loses a third of his health. There is absolutely nothing Nasus can do about it. Oh no, he lifestealed on my spirits, or on my tentacles. It doesn't matter. Just push him out of lane, land a test of spirit, and keep going for Nasus. Let's see. I did want to show you this mechanic. Replay just a little bit. This is a mechanic you might have heard about. The camera keeps shifting. This is the Illaoi ult flash. So what you do, you land test a spirit, you ult, and then you flash. This moves your ground slam AoE closer to the target, and it's surprising. That's the biggest thing. This is your #1 way how you win a team fight. Is you land a test of spirit, and then you flash onto the back line and obliterate somebody. So this wasn't a particularly good ult flash, because I only got Victor, I didn't get his spirit, but I wanted the gap close as well. And then this is fun because it's just a straight up 3v1, and I don't even do the result. And then Blitz is running, he's slowed. I could have totally gotten him. Oh, come on, camera. Had I queued this direction instead of this direction. I missed the queue. Anyways, that's the Nasus matchup. I hope you guys watched, because there's just absolutely nothing Nasus can do in this game. He can build Trinity Force, he can build Iceborne, he can build Tabi. Get your cleaver out there. Go for a Sterix, go for a Death Stance. Go for a Tabi yourself, go for a Merc Tread, just make it appropriate to the matchup. And you will crush the ever-living shit out of him, and he will regret ever thinking that anybody said, oh, you can lifesteal off tentacles. I'll play Nasus into your Illaoi. Yeah, no. Alright guys, thanks. Have a good night.